Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat and today we are going to be talking about Arbonne. Okay, so before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Kat. Hi, hello. I just graduated with my Bachelor's of Science in nutrition. It's a nutrition option, but it's health sciences nutrition option. So I do have my degree in nutrition. I am on track to become a registered dietitian and hope to be working in a clinical setting in a couple of years. So my wheelhouse is nutrition. That is what my education is. That is where my passion is. I love everything about it. So today we are going to be talking about some of Arbonne's nutrition products that they sell. I'm going to be keeping it just to the nutrition because that's where my education lies, so we're not going to be talking about any of the skincare, hair care, makeup, or anything else that they sell. Just going to be keeping it to nutrition because that's what I am qualified to speak on. I do also want it to be known before we even get started that I am anti-MLM. I do not find the business model to be ethical. I find it to be a bit predatory and exploitative of the people at the bottom of the business model. I will link some videos down below if you want to know more about why MLMs may not be the best business model for the people who decided to join it. Okay, so first let's talk about dietary supplements since that is what Arbonne sells. They are dietary supplements. The supplement industry is very, very different from the drug or even the food industry. So with food and drugs, you have the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, or with food sometimes you have USDA or the US Department of Agriculture that will be inspecting foods and making sure it's safe for consumption. And you also see that like the USDA will certify things organic, or they will decide different levels of food quality. So if you ever see like choice 1A, fancy fruit, stuff like that, those labels are determined by the USDA typically. Okay, so for drugs and some foods, the FDA will review it before it hits the market and is available for consumers, more so with drugs than with food, to make sure that the drug is actually effective for what it is supposed to be effective in. It has to be proven to be effective, and it has to be safe at the dose that it is effective. Additionally, the FDA will also make sure that there isn't anything else lurking around in those drugs, even over-the-counter ones like Advil or allergy meds, that isn't supposed to be there. Supplement industry is a whole different ballgame. The FDA does not do any of this for any supplements before they hit the shelf. So the onus is on the consumers, us, who are buying the product, to do our research and to essentially have trust in companies that we are buying from, that what they say is in the product is actually there and that nothing else is there and that it is safe for us to be consuming. So one of the things that has come about to sort of combat this in the supplement industry are third-party testers, right? So NSF is a really big one. We'll be talking about them later, and that is the certified for sport. There's also Sport Informed, which is another third-party testing, and what these companies do is they will be paid by the company that makes the product to lab test their products, and so that they can say, yes, what this company is saying is in the product actually is. There's nothing that's added. It's there in the dose that they say it is, and it's free of any unsafe contaminants. Fun fact, protein powders can sometimes have lead contamination in them, so that's something else that these types of companies would be testing for. NSF is, like I said, one of the big ones. They are also trusted by the US Anti-Doping Agency, so they are a pretty reputable third-party tester. Getting into Arbonne products, the ones that I'm going to be talking about today are the protein powders, the Fizz sticks, the Essential Body Cleanse, and then we're going to talk about their 30 Days to Healthy Reset for a little bit. I'm fairly athletic-ish. At least I like to think of myself as. I'm pretty active, and so protein powder is something that I do use as a supplement myself. So of course I am interested in looking over their protein powder. So let's take a look at it. Their protein powder acts kind of like a multivitamin, which I thought was really interesting. So it actually has all 24 essential vitamins and minerals in it that you need every day. It has, for most of them, about 30% of the daily value in it, so about a third, a little less than a third of your daily needs for almost every vitamin. And actually looking over the forms that they say the vitamins are in, it actually looks pretty good. Like most of these vitamin forms are ones that I have no objections to. If I saw these in like a multivitamin on the back of a bottle for a multivitamin, I wouldn't be complaining. It has, sorry, I've got some notes down here. One of their first claims is that it is 20 grams of easy to digest protein, which I think is kind of odd. Their protein matrix, which by the way is a proprietary blend, which I can make a whole video talking about proprietary blends and why they're kind of shady. But anyways, in their proprietary blend, it is pea protein, brown rice protein, and cranberry protein, which plenty of other plant-based protein powders use. I don't know what would make theirs easier to digest. It doesn't say anything further about it, and it doesn't say anything about the protein being hydrolyzed or anything like that, so I'm assuming it's pretty much the same pea and brown rice protein powder that's pretty common. Cranberry powder, cranberry protein, not as common that I've seen, but yeah, the other two, pea and brown rice, super common in plenty of plant-based protein powders that you might be able to buy. Additionally, this protein powder of theirs only has 20 grams of protein, which isn't bad by any means. Most of the plant-based protein powders that I see average about 25 grams. The one that I like best and that we'll be talking about in a minute is 30 grams, so it doesn't have the most protein. So if you are wanting it like for a lot of protein, you could definitely find some other products that have more protein in it per serving. Something that I think is pretty funny, the second ingredient in their protein powder is cane sugar, which I think is, again, it kind of just makes me laugh because a lot of Arbonne reps will push this brand as like super clean, super healthy. They ban over like 2,000 ingredients from their products, and it's so just ultra good. It's the best thing for you. And then the second ingredient they have is like processed sugar. I think we can all agree that processed sugar isn't really doing anybody any favors, and especially because it is so high up on their ingredient list. If you didn't know, ingredients are listed by weight on a label, so whatever is there in the most quantity is listed first, which in this case is a protein powder, which I would hope so. It's a protein powder. It should have the protein listed first. But the second thing on their ingredient list is just sugar. And if you look at their label, they have 13 grams of carbs total in this shake. 7 of those grams are added sugar, which again, sugar is the second ingredient on this, which just makes me laugh. And I do find it kind of odd because further down in the ingredient list, they have stevia leaf extract, which is a 0-calorie natural sweetener. So why they wanted to have both is just a little bit odd to me. They could have just put a little more stevia in it and then they wouldn't have had the added sugar in it, and it would be, in my opinion, a little better. Like if I want a protein powder, I usually don't want like a bunch of carbs with it, but I found that to be a little bit odd. The rest of the ingredients in this protein powder don't really surprise me, like sunflower oil, stuff like that for some more fiber. There's like acacia gum, some other fibers in there, so things for a little fat, a little bit of fiber, and then just like anti-caking agents and like cocoa powder for the chocolate one, flavoring, things like that. So nothing else too surprising in it, honestly. And again, on the vitamin department, it actually does pretty dang good, providing that what they're claiming is in there actually is, which again, with any supplement company, if they're not getting it third-party verified, you just have to trust that they're being honest. And companies have been caught in the past not being honest. So let's compare this protein powder to another one that is plant-based and see if we can get a little bit more bang for our buck and not support a predatory business model. So if you go to the NSF website, that Certified for Sport website for companies that do actually pay to have their products verified that they are what they say they are and they don't have anything else hidden in them and they're not contaminated, you can filter to protein by the type of product that you want, and then you can also add a filter for free of animal products / vegan. So that is what I went ahead and did, and one of my favorite protein powders popped up that I use, which is the Vega Sport protein. Now this protein powder also uses pea and brown rice protein. Not surprising, like I said, it is pretty dang common for plant-based protein powders to use those two. So it has some of the same exact protein, that easy to digest protein as Arbonne was calling it, and it actually has 30 grams of protein per serving instead of just 20, which is nice. Now it doesn't have nearly the vitamin content that the Arbonne one does. In fact, really the only one that really stood out to me was iron. It has 40% of the daily value for iron, which is pretty dang good. That's more iron than the Arbonne one has, but again, the Arbonne one is basically a multivitamin in a shake as well. So the Arbonne one definitely wins by a landslide if you're looking at vitamins. But again, for protein powder, I usually am looking at more protein. I'm not usually as concerned. I'm not concerned with vitamins in my protein powder because I like to get my vitamins from food first, and then I take a dedicated multivitamin as like an insurance policy just in case I'm a little shy of a couple things that day. So definitely wins in the protein department, and it doesn't have sugar as its second ingredient. In fact, it uses stevia leaf, that same 0-calorie natural sweetener that Arbonne did, as its only sweetener. Alright, let's talk a little bit about price. Both of the Arbonne and the Vega protein come in individual packs. The price per pack for the Arbonne one is $3.90 a pack. The Vega Sport protein comes in a pack of 12 individual packs for $36, so that makes it $3 a serving, so it is definitely cheaper for the individual packs. Now, Arbonne also has this thing called a preferred customer, and where you pay a fee. It's either one time or it's once a year, I don't quite remember, but it's like a $25 fee where you can become a preferred customer and get built-in discounts on almost every product on the Arbonne website. So for the preferred customer price for the Arbonne individual packs, it is $3.12, so still a little bit more than the Vega ones. And again, with Vega, you have the company that is putting out the money, so that is adding to the cost for the Vega ones because they are paying for NSF to lab test their products and to verify that they are what they say they are, that they're not contaminated and they're not laced with anything else. Arbonne also has one tub size of protein. Vega has a large tub and then an extra large tub, so let's compare those prices as well. For the tub of Arbonne protein powder, it is $77 for 30 servings, which makes it $2.57 per serving. The Vega protein is 20 servings for $50, making it $2.50 per serving. So actually pretty comparable there. The Arbonne is 7 cents more per serving in that case, so they're pretty close. The preferred customer price for that tub of Arbonne protein is $2.05, which makes it which makes it 45 cents cheaper per serving than the Vega tub. However, because Vega does have the extra large tub, the bulk tub serving, which is, looking at my notes, which is 45 servings for $85, making it $1.89 per serving. So that one is definitely the most affordable if you wanted to get the biggest one, but otherwise they are relatively comparable depending on what size you are buying. And again, I'm gonna harp on it again. With the Arbonne one, you don't know if that's what you're really getting. I'm certainly not accusing Arbonne of anything. I would say that for any supplement company, and actually we're gonna talk about it for one of Vega's products next. Because since the Arbonne protein powder is acting more like a multivitamin, I really wanted to compare it to another more meal replacement type shake that has more vitamins in it. So I'm also going to be pairing it to another Vega product called their all-in-one shake, which has a lot more vitamins, same amount of protein, I think? Yep, same amount of protein. So the Vega all-in-one shake has 20 grams of protein, and it has a lot more vitamins than the Vega Sport protein. Now, the daily value, the percent daily value that the all-in-one shake has is kind of all over the place. I'll throw up the nutrition label for both Arbonne's protein shake and the Vega all-in-one shake on the screen here, so you can pause and compare them if you want. But honestly, pretty comparable as far as how many vitamins that they both have in them. They both have almost all of them that you would need, and the Vega one in many cases has more than that average of 30% of the daily value, which I honestly kind of think speaks to how they expect you to use this product. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the 30-day reset as well, is that Vega, their products definitely seem like this is something you would have one serving of a day, whereas the Arbonne one, you could have 2 or 3 servings of a day, and then you would be hitting your daily values for these vitamins, which I think is kind of what they want you to do. They want you to use more than one serving. I mean, of course, companies want you to use more of their products so that you'll buy more, so that they'll continue getting your business. But I do get the feeling that Arbonne's protein shake is something that they are designing for more than once a day use, if that makes sense. Alright, so just a reminder, the Vega All-in-One Shake is not NSF certified, so again, we are just having to trust Vega that what they say is in this particular shake, because it is not a product that they are paying to have third-party verified, is what they say is in there. So for both Arbonne and Vega in this case, we're just kind of having to trust them. But anyways, let's compare prices again. The Arbonne Shake is the same, it's $3.90 for the individual packs without the preferred customer price. For an individual pack for the all-in-one shake, it is $3.40 per individual pack, which again is cheaper than the Arbonne suggested retail price, but it is more than their preferred customer price. Again, Vega has tub sizes for these, so their first tub size, their smallest tub size is actually the same as the individual packs, it's $3.40 per serving. Their large tub is $3 per serving, which is actually more than the Arbonne's first tub size per serving. But their bulk-sized tub, their largest tub size for the Vega protein, is $2.22 per serving. So if you get the biggest one or the individual packets, then it is more affordable than the Arbonne products. But the ones that are kind of in the middle are flipped. Alright, next up are the iconic Fizz sticks that they are always pushing. Of course, I had to do these as well. So their Fizz sticks are not really all that surprising. They have like 55 milligrams of caffeine. They get the caffeine from green tea and guara seeds. And they're different flavors. Again, nothing super shocking. Oh, they do have ginseng in them, which ginseng is actually pretty stimulating. Like if you have like ginseng tea and stuff like that, probably better to have it in the morning because it can actually give you some energy. There are other, okay, they call it their energy complex, which phrasing, which is another proprietary blend. Shoot me. So again, you don't know how much of this ginseng extract is in there because they're not going to tell you because they can hide behind it's a proprietary blend. The other two ingredients in this proprietary blend are alfalfa leaves for some reason. I know people have drink alfalfa tea, but I couldn't find anywhere saying that it actually has caffeine in it, and I couldn't find anywhere people using it for energy. I know some people use it for like kidney problems and with diabetes, but yeah, I didn't see anyone using it for energy, so it's kind of odd. And they also have coenzyme Q10. I think they have CoQ10 in their protein powder as well. Now coenzyme Q10 is used in energy production. It is part of the electron transport chain. However, I have been told by many a professor that supplementing CoQ10 does not actually result in having any higher energy levels in a person. So I really wouldn't be paying more for that because there's just no proof that it really does anything for you. So that's their energy complex that is also in this Fizz stick. Now, let's look at two different products that we can compare this to. The first one is the Crystal Light Citrus on the go or something like that. Let's take a look. The Fizz sticks also have some B vitamins in them, like B6, B12. It also has taurine, which is, again, super common in energy drinks. If you flip over the back of like a Red Bull or a Rockstar, you're gonna see B vitamins, B12, B6, niacin, taurine. You're gonna see it in pretty much energy drink that you would pick up at a gas station or a grocery store. So again, it's nothing special. It's nothing different that you can't get in other products elsewhere. Again, with the CoQ10's not helping you. Not with any evidence that I have seen. So there are plenty of other caffeinated drink powder mixes that you can get pretty much anywhere. They are more readily available, like the Crystal Light on the go citrus caffeine or the Celsius on the go powder sticks. The Celsius actually also has its caffeine from the same sources that the Arbonne does, so if you want natural caffeine, then you can get natural caffeine. Both Celsius and Arbonne are both deriving their caffeine from green tea and the guara seeds, so again, nothing special that you can't get somewhere else. Oh, and the Celsius on the go sticks also has taurine and B vitamins as well, so again, you can find these ingredients in the Arbonne Fizz sticks somewhere else, more readily available, and cheaper. So let's talk about price. The Arbonne Fizz sticks are a pack of 30 for $55. What? $55, so it's $1.67 per serving. If you get the preferred customer price, it is $1.47 per serving. The Crystal Light is $1.56 per pack, but there are 2 servings in a pack, so it is actually 78 cents per serving. The Crystal Light does have less caffeine than the Arbonne ones. There is 30 milligrams of caffeine per serving, which means there's 60 in a pack. Again, a pack is 2 servings. The Celsius sticks are 89 cents per serving. So again, you can find very similar products, more readily available, cheaper. The Celsius ones, like I said, are 89 cents a serving, so it's still better than the Arbonne's preferred customer price, and they're using the same ingredients. It has some of the same vitamins, it has that same amino acid that they're going to tout as giving you energy, and I couldn't find a definitive amount of caffeine. I was looking on Amazon for different drink powders. I couldn't find a definitive number for caffeine for the Celsius, but it does say that one of the powders is supposed to be equivalent to 1 can. The cans have 200 milligrams of caffeine, so it's possible that the Celsius powder sticks actually have more caffeine than the Arbonne ones with only 55, but I can't confirm that. Moving on. Next, the Arbonne's Essential Body Cleanse. Again, shoot me. So here's the thing about any body cleanse or detox or anything like that. Those buzzwords should automatically raise a red flag for you, okay? Anytime someone is trying to push some detox or cleanse onto you, ask them what toxins exactly it's supposed to be getting out of your body. Most of the time, they won't even have an answer for you. Sometimes they'll come back with, you have toxic sludge building up in your colon. If you have things building up in your colon, that's a blockage and you need to go to the hospital. You don't need to take a tea, okay? Most of the times, these things are just laxatives. Sometimes they'll get fancy and throw a diuretic in, but most of the time it's a laxative. And really what these things do is they make you poop and they make you dehydrated. That's it. So let's talk about how your body actually detoxes, because there are waste products from metabolism that needs to get out of your body. That is what your kidneys are for. And they filter those out and excrete them via your urine, okay? You pee them out. Laxatives act on the large intestine, on the colon. They're not acting on your kidneys, they're not acting on your urine at all. They're not interacting with anything that would actually really be giving you a way to get rid of any waste products that your body does make, okay? They're just making you poop. So most of the times what laxatives will do is, like I said, they're acting on the large intestine. What they do is they make it so that it doesn't reabsorb all the water and electrolytes, so that you get soft or loose stools and again get very dehydrated. That's not good for you. There's nothing positive about this. So let's take a look at the Arbonne Body Cleanse. Wow, laxatives. I'm so surprised. So Arbonne's Essential Body Cleanse has aloe leaf in it, and it also has magnesium. Both of these things are, again, laxatives. Those are stool softeners. Aloe you can buy as like a dedicated supplement pill by itself, and the ranges for those, like the dosage for those, is kind of all over the place, from like 470 milligrams to like 5,000 milligrams. The Arbonne Body Cleanse only has 1,000 mg, which is, don't really know if there's an established dose for aloe vera. And it has 270 or something like that. And the magnesium in this detox cleanse thing is about half that you would find in a off-brand milk of magnesia magnesium laxative. So literally that's what this is, it's a laxative. Interestingly enough, it has choline in it, which is not essential. It might be conditionally essential for pregnant women for brain development in a fetus, but you can also get choline from eggs or coconut or other supplements that have more than this does. Anyways, so yeah, again, I'm not surprised this is a laxative. It looks to be a more gentle laxative, and it does even say gentle enough for daily use, which is good because they sell this in a pack of 7, and usually they also sell it as part of their 30 Days to Healthy reset, and they tell you to take these 7 detox cleanse packs all in a row, like back to back to back, 7 days straight. Please don't do that. First of all, please don't use a laxative unless you need one, so unless you are experiencing constipation, and please don't take one 7 days straight. It's a good thing that it's a more gentle laxative on your body, because if they were giving you a strong laxative for a week straight, that could be bad news. Okay, because being dehydrated isn't fun for most people, I mean, we've been hydrated at some point, it's not great, right? Like you have dry skin, you might have a headache, you might have some other things like that, but severe dehydration, which can happen with laxative abuse, can also cause nausea, vomiting, cramping, and in very severe cases, you can start getting heart arrhythmias if your potassium is too low. Okay, please don't take a laxative unless you need one, and honestly, what would help most Americans is just getting more fiber in your diet. The RDA for women for fiber is 25 grams. The RDA for men for fiber is 38 grams. So if you are experiencing constipation, try upping your fiber. Up it slowly. If you get too much fiber all at once and you're not used to it, you might have a mudslide in your pants. But what I would suggest is to slowly increase your fiber intake and stay hydrated at the same time and see if that helps. If it doesn't, then you can consult your doctor. There are some other things that you can try that we're not going to cover here. So I don't have something to head-to-head comparison this to, because again, don't take one if you don't need it. Please, do not start abusing laxatives in the name of a body cleanse or a detox. All right, now let's talk about their 30 days to healthy reset. They'll swear up and down that it's not a diet, it's a reset, it's, setting you up for good habits and blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, what it primarily is doing is getting you to make a large purchase from them, okay? It retails, their suggested retail price for their 30-day reset pack is $444. $444 for 30 days of not even all of the food they would need for one person. Average American grocery bill is $145 to $345 a month. Okay, that's a lot to be spending on your food for a month, and it's not even all of it. Because while it gives you all of these cheese, Fizz sticks, and of course the protein powders, you would also have to still buy more outside of that cost to blend in. So you would have to go buy some like non-dairy milk, leafy greens, berries, nut butters, other things like that to eat along with your Arbonne products. So this is actually incredibly expensive, first of all. And secondly, I have a lot of mixed feelings on it. If you actually go through and read their 30 days to reset guide, it's not all bad. There's actually some genuinely good information in it, but it's really kind of tainted by how much they're just pushing more of their own products onto you. So let's talk about a few examples. In the guide, there are sections that are talking about how meal prepping and cooking meals ahead can save you money and save you time down the line, which is absolutely true. And there's another plate where it has like another place where it has a plate guide that honestly just kind of looks like the USDA's My Plate. Not a ripoff at all, where it's talking about increasing non-starchy vegetables and fruits in your diet, which is fantastic. Most Americans would benefit from doing that. However, again, it's kind of tainted for me when a lot of this like good advice is not made very actionable, right? Because you can be giving the best advice, but if people don't know how to take that advice and make it into something they can actually do, it's not very helpful to them. So and most of the recipes in this guide are all for how you can make their Arbonne shakes taste different, and it's not giving you any recipes for like, here's some normal food that you can have and prepare for the rest of your life that doesn't require 3 of our products. That kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And again, even in their like healthy snacking section, they pay a little bit of lip service and talk about how like fruit and nut butters and nuts and stuff like that can make great healthy snacks. But then the rest of the page is all about their own bars, chews, and other snack products that they want you to buy. And it really comes off like they would love for 80% of your diet for the rest of their life to be made up of Arbonne products. Okay, if you can't have your normal diet without relying so heavily on a supplement company, that's a problem. To me, anyways. Again, I like a food-first approach, so just getting real food in your diet and learning how to cook at home and prepare these kinds of foods is the approach and advice that I would give to people. And additionally, this is also a potentially very, very low-calorie 30 days. Again, it goes through and it says you can have different kinds of snacks and things like that. So depending on what an individual person chose for their snacks, if they're eating a lot of like avocados and nut butter and stuff like that, that will definitely increase calories. But if they're having things like just fruit, that's all very low calorie. So if you go through, you're supposed to replace 2 of your meals with a shake that has other things in it, right? You're supposed to blend up the non-dairy milk, the leafy greens, the berries, and nut butter, stuff like that, which again just adds to the cost of this 30-day reset. Those are supposed to be 2 of your meals. So first of all, you're drinking like more than half your calories for the day, which I find that most people want to actually eat food and feel full and enjoy it and not just drink it. And then you're supposed to have your meal at the end of the day, which again, they give you a plate guide that I think is actually a pretty good plate guide. Again, it's just kind of tainted with all the other Arbonne stuff they're pushing in your face saying, you need this to be healthy. And they, again, tell you to eat every 4 hours, drink lots of water, and drinking lots of water and making healthy choices is great advice, but making healthy choices does not require shelling out over $400 to Arbonne to do. And again, this could be really low calorie depending on how someone does it. And they might not even mean for it to be super low calorie. They might just like fruit for their snacks and not be eating as many of those more calorie dense foods that are an option for it. So really what that does is, of course, people are going to lose weight and be happy about that, but what it is also going to do is it could make you feel kind of miserable. It can make you just feel really hungry and grumpy and tired, and they're telling you to work out during this as well. If you're going from eating like over 2,500 calories a day to, I mean, this reset could be like 1,200 at its lowest, it could be like 1,800. If you're cutting calories a lot, I really wouldn't recommend anyone to start getting super active if they're cutting back on calories that much. And I also really don't feel like this 30-day reset is actually setting people up to have healthier habits. I feel like it's setting people up to feel like they need to rely on Arbonne products to be eating healthy, if that makes sense. In my opinion, a better sort of reset thing would be like, hey, let's give you some really simple recipes that you can make with just a few ingredients that are super easy to get at the grocery store. Maybe a page in there about how to safely and properly cut up vegetables. Maybe a couple pages in there about all these different protein options, which it does talk about plant-based protein, so at least they have that going for them. And again, it's not full of bad advice, it's full of some pretty solid advice. That advice is just really overshadowed by them pushing more of their products on you. And I feel like it really is just trying to set people up to feel like they need these Arbonne products to continue to be healthy, which you don't. You just don't. You don't need pretty much any supplement to be healthy. Okay, if you're vegan, you need B12. That's pretty much it. And honestly, most people could use a B12 supplement anyway, because about half the US population is B12 deficient. And they do still have a preferred customer price for this pack as well. Somehow there's like 2 preferred customer prices. I'm not sure how you get the better one, but the first one is 20% off, which is still like $350, and the second one is 40% off, which is $266.40. Again, this doesn't include all the food that you would need for that 30 days. You would still have to go get all the things for your dinner, all of your snacks, and everything you would have to blend in, and any optional Arbonne products that your rep might try to convince you to get, like the body cleanse or whatever they call it. So again, I think this is just an incredibly expensive 30 days that I don't think actually sets you up with habits that you can keep up for the rest of your life. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the 30-day reset, which is a bummer because again, there's some solid advice in there, like choosing whole grains and complex carbs and plant-based protein sources and healthy fats like nut butters and avocados. There's some good advice in there. It's just really overshadowed by pretty much all the bad advice in there. Like, oh yeah, it's totally fine to eat super low calories and recommend this kind of cookie cutter plan for everyone where we're going to tell every single person, no matter their activity level, where they're starting, or any medical conditions they might have, to start doing this thing. So in conclusion, you can get similar or even sometimes better products a lot of times for a better price and almost always more readily available. And again, I personally find that this business model is exploitative to the people who are at the bottom of the upline chains, who are going to be doing so much work and never seeing a return. When you look at their income disclosure statements, more than half of the consultants make less than $900 in a calendar year, which isn't great. And again, it's just sketchy supplements that aren't third-party tested. I did find 3 of their products on the Sports Informed website, but only 3 of them. None of them were the ones we talked about today. So again, just you don't need these, and you can get better or similar alternatives for a better price and that are more readily available, that aren't putting money into a company that is going to turn around and use that against all of the lawsuits and other things, because yeah, that happens with MLMs. Oftentimes you will find that there are class action lawsuits against them. And again, I'm going to link some resources down in the description for why MLMs are not the best business model, a video specifically on Arbonne, and just a few other things that I might think you find helpful. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments. Let me know if there are any other MLMs that you'd be interested in seeing me review. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell icon. And if you want, you can even go and follow me on Instagram for more. And I will see you next time.